Today we got not only a brand new trailer for Far Cry 5, we also got a ton of information. When I say a ton, we got a fair bit of information, shall we say, about the game. So I thought, let's talk about everything we know so far about Far Cry 5. Now obviously, Far Cry 4 was quite rightfully, in my opinion, regarded as a very, very good game indeed, but Primal, it looked a bit too by the numbers Far Cry, to be honest. It was very much treading water. It didn't really bring anything new to the table that I was all that interested in my opinion. So hopefully Far Cry 5 can be a bit of a return to form for the series, especially now that we're back to the numbered titles. So, the game is centred around, or centred against, should I say, a extreme religious cult in the fictional place of Hope County, Montana. Obviously, Montana is a real place, but Hope County is very much not. You play as a sheriff who arrives in the county to discover that the region has been taken over by a doomsday cult by the name of the Project at Eden's Gate. So you do the usual stuff of rallying the locals into a resistance and take out the cult, and obviously some people will decide not to join you and instead join the cultists instead. So Far Cry 4 and 3 as well were very much made more than their some of the parts by the villain. You know, Pagan Min and Vars, very much larger than life, very entertaining. Just whenever they appeared on the screen, it was like, yeah, this guy. They were good villains, basically. So hopefully we can see a similar trend with the father, or Joseph Seed, who is the leader of Eden's Gate. Now obviously we don't know exactly how he's going to be in this particular game, but if the last two games, I'm kind of skipping over Primal, I know, but if 4 and 3 are anything to go by, he is probably going to be larger than life and rather entertaining, which is pretty much exactly what I was signing up for, to be honest, when I eventually get to playing Far Cry 5. Now, in terms of the gameplay, we don't know a huge amount yet, obviously. There's probably more information coming at E3 and obviously closer to release, but we know that there's going to be planes and dogfights available, and there's going to be guns for hire and wild beasts for hire as well, so a little bit of Primal influence making its way into the game. And there's going to be muscle cars, ATVs and some other vehicles making their first appearance, as well as, of course, the usual wide array of weapons, and there's also going to be some melee stuff as well, which is definitely, again, a bit of a Primal reference. Now, another cool thing that's going to be in the game is co-op. Now, obviously, we did have a bit of this for Far Cry 4, but the entire campaign is going to be playable via co-op. Now, we don't, of course, know whether or not this is going to be, co-op, online co-op only, or if there's going to be a local split screen option. To be honest, my bets are on no local co-op available. You'll probably be able to just play with someone on your Steam friends list or whatever, or you can match up with someone randomly, but I would be surprised to see the addition of local co-op because it's just not something we really see anymore in games, which is a shame. You know, Nintendo, apart from the few outliers, of course, and it's especially within the indie scene, for example, we got Lovers in a Dangerous Space-Time, which was a co-op only game, but usually in the big sort of AAA space, Nintendo are the only company that really do local co-op anymore, apart from a few exceptions, so I'll be surprised to see local co-op, but, fingers crossed for it as well. However, a first for the series is character customization, which basically means that you can choose your race as well as your gender, but we don't actually know if there's going to be customization in terms of, you can change how you look, a la Skyrim or Dark Souls or whatever. It's probably just going to be a sort of Dishonored style thing, or a Prey style thing, where you pick your gender and then you pick your race and then that's it. But even if that is just it, it's still nice to see some choice being added in to the series. Another thing that will be making a return is the map editor. Of course, it was missing from Far Cry Primal, but has been in the series since Far Cry 2, and Ubisoft have said that the map editor will be available to help you, quote, create and play an infinite amount of new playgrounds, and there's going to be new features for the editor that will, quote, add a new dimension to the maps, whatever that means. But regardless of the atrocities, the map editor will be in Far Cry 5, which is definitely nice to see. And finally, the most crucial piece of information, the release date. It is not coming out this year, unfortunately. They are doing an arguably smart thing and putting this game comfortably after the Christmas rush, or the crush, should I say, because so many games crushing into the same 3-week space. It's a little hard to catch your breath sometimes, especially if you happen to work within the industry. But it is coming out on February 27th, 2018. So early 2018, put it comfortably at the start of the sort of springtime section. Obviously that time this year was very, very stacked full of games like Nier, Horizon Zero Dawn, Resident Evil, Hollow Knight and so on. So we might see a repeat of that next year, but even so, even if that is the case, it is still smart, at least in my opinion, to place the game outside of the craziness that is the October, November, early December period. You know, we've seen games fall flat on their face due to just being overshadowed by every other game ever coming out in the same 2 to 3 week period. So that's definitely nice to see. We did also see the box art as well. That won't be in the video, but there will be a link in the description below if you wish to see it. If you somehow missed it, I doubt you have, but it's there if you want to watch it. And definitely it is very evocative, shall we say. It's definitely leaning, at least in my opinion, to hinting at that the game will have some political stuff wired into the storyline, but of course we'll have to wait and see until the game actually comes out. But I would be surprised to not see this game shown at Ubisoft's conference at E3 this year. So other than that, it's all up to speculation really. Plenty of people have pointed out that the state of Montana is pretty damn nice for a game like this. Lots of open spaces, you know, kind of lends itself to some creativity, and obviously, you know, a American setting is definitely going to open up some possibilities as well for some of the sort of political and cultural stuff that we might see being referenced, or it might just be complete escapism and it's just going to be nice sort of rollicking American themed adventure. Either one I think would be good with me. I'm definitely interested to see more of Far Cry 5, so let me know your thoughts and opinions. What are your hopes for this particular entry into the series? As I said, I wasn't particularly enthused by Primal, but 4 was really, really good, so hopefully this is more in the vein of 3 and 4, shall we? With all that said, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.